Excellent. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first of what's going to be many Wealth Warriors presentations in this new format. I decided that the last format was a little bit long-winded. I was trying to teach everybody everything about Wealth Warriors all in one go. Then what was happening is I was getting lots of messages because people didn't understand some of the fundamentals. So what I've decided to do is to make this a short, sharp presentation, cover the fundamentals. We can get into the advanced stuff if and when people need it. We can do workshops, I can do individual Zoom calls with people. But I think it's important to make sure everybody understands basics because it's not the same sort of concept you've ever seen before. So what I'd say is, give me your undivided attention for the next 28 minutes, and you will learn something new. You will learn something that's going to change the way you view this space for making money, for making generational wealth. You're going to see something completely different. So don't come into this with a preconceived idea that it's just another platform, it's just another business. I promise you it's something far, far different to that. So you need to pay attention. Otherwise, you won't get the basics, and then it'll be just as if you hadn't seen this. And I'm constrained to say this is probably the best thing I've ever seen in my life. That might sound a bit conceited because I invented it, but I know how much blood, sweat, and tears went into designing this, and it's taken a very, very long time, many years, in fact, in the making. Even when I thought of I had a bit of an epiphany, thought of the bare bones, there've been many, many trials and errors, and it's cost a lot of money with false starts and a lot of time and effort, late nights, cups of coffee, all the usual stuff. Okay, so this is really worth giving some attention to and just thinking it through, because it can really change your life. I know lots of people say they can change your life, but I mean it. I mean it, and I wouldn't say it if it weren't true. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll get on with a PowerPoint presentation. So welcome to Wealth Warriors. We are financial freedom fighters. And as you may know, I love that tagline, because that's how I see us. I see us as a small band of patriots who are out there defending our rights, defending our liberty against the evil forces that are amassing against us. Forces like the big financial setups, the World Economic Forum, the governments, all the rules and taxes, and maybe even your boss might be marshaled against you, because nobody wants you to succeed in life. And those who do want you to succeed in life, or they tell you they do, they don't know how to make it happen. Okay, as Wealth Warriors, we are financial freedom fighters. We are fighting tooth and nail every day of our lives for our financial freedom. And if that idea appeals to you, then you're in the right place. So I just want to make a disclaimer. It's a very quick one. Nothing in this presentation is to be taken as financial or investment advice. Wealth Warriors is not an investment platform. It's a community. Right there, it's very different from anything you've seen before, because you go to all these presentations and people are trying to tell you about why their platform is better than any other platform. Okay, the reality is that they're all just the same thing, recycled over and over again, with a little change here, a little bit of a tweak there, a bit of an improvement there. Some of them last, some of them don't. Okay, but this is a community. And if you want it to, and it's your decision entirely, if you wanted to, your involvement in the community can last for the rest of your life, because there's not a platform. The community isn't going anywhere. If you do decide to invest in any of the platforms discussed in the presentation, only use money that you can comfortably afford to lose, and carry out your own due diligence. I spend a lot of time carrying out due diligence before I bring a platform to Wealth Warriors. That doesn't mean it's been done perfectly. You are still responsible for your own finances. Okay. So just assume that whatever money you put into any platform is at some point is going to go. And we'll talk in a minute about how we're going to mitigate that to a certain extent, or to the best extent that we can. Have a strategy to recoup your initial investment as soon as possible and create a large income over time by withdrawing a percentage of the profits. Okay, so that's a bit of a different story as well. We talk to people about only put in what you can afford to lose. Okay, when you have put that money in, work out how you can get that money back out as quickly as possible. Once you take it out, then you're playing with free money, you're playing with casino chips. Okay, we like that. We like to have be able to generate an income then using their money, not our money. It's a principle of success to use other people's money. I think when that was first thought of, maybe 100 years ago now, it wasn't really ever envisaged that we would use other people's money in this way, but the principle still holds true. So what's the problem with online businesses? One, there are just too many scams out there. There really are a lot of scams, and I maintain that somebody who is absolutely determined to work hard to scam people out of their money is going to succeed. And the reason they'll succeed is because they're prepared to work harder at that to fool people than we can possibly identify the scams. As some of you know, we've been involved in some scams. Some were obvious, some weren't. Okay, where the obvious ones, of course, we avoid, but there just are too many scams out there to avoid all of them. Although that's part of what we're trying to do with Wealth Warriors, and you'll see how we do that in a minute. Those businesses that aren't scams are so poorly run that they go bust. And this is a little bit not a bugbear of mine, but I do see people talk about some of these platforms that failed because they were poorly managed, they were underfunded, the compensation plan wasn't well thought out, didn't work out mathematically, and so on. And they look at them and they say they're scams. Not all of them that went bust are scams. Some of them are just badly run businesses. If all you've got is a CEO with $15 million in his Trezor device in his back pocket and 2 coders on standby, that's not a business. Okay, that's not a company. There's no stability in that. So many things can go wrong with that it just doesn't bear thinking about. So a lot of them are badly run businesses. Okay, what else can go wrong is those businesses aren't scams and don't go bust, get shut down by the government, by regulators, and so on and so forth. They change the rules. If they're not breaking the rules, they change the rules until we are. Okay, this is all part of the forces marshaled against us. The big elite, financial elite, as we call them, the global elite, use governments. They manipulate governments. In fact, they outright buy governments to pass legislation to make sure that you and I don't make money in the online world. Okay, they don't want that. They want all the money, activity in the whole world to be funneled through them, because they make it. That's how they keep their power. If you and I can make our own money independent of them, it weakens their power, and they don't want that. So they control the governments pass the legislation gets passed on to the exchanges, for example, and then the exchanges freeze your assets or freeze the assets of the business, and that business has gone through no fault of their own. It's just that it couldn't be allowed to succeed. So these are things that go wrong with online businesses, and we've all been there, we've all seen this. So what can we do? Well, individually, we're doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past, simply because we don't have the opportunity individually to change anything. If we want to join the platform, we either join the platform or we don't join the platform. That's all we can do. We're doomed to those 2 options. But collectively, we can help most of us avoid the pitfalls of the industry. And I'll give you an example of this. We started a platform a little while ago called Afikoman Finances, and about 20 of us got involved. Some of us put in a little bit of money, some didn't put any money in. They didn't want to try it. Okay, and then those of us that put in a little bit of money, we got some returns. Personally, I made my money back, and I made a little bit of profit, but eventually they started asking for more and more fees to deal with different things. So it wasn't until we've been doing it for 2 months we realized that it was a scam. So we helped everybody else in Wealth Warriors avoid getting involved in that. Okay, so literally most of us avoided a scam. Some of us got involved and lost $100. Some of us got in and made $100. So collectively, we can help most of us avoid the pitfalls of the industry. Now, that's a tremendous success story. People say, well, that was, we got caught up in another scam. We did, but for most of us, we avoided a scam. And in fact, that's one of the most insidious ones, is where things are fine for the first few weeks and then they start introducing things. I call them time bombs, because they don't go off immediately. You can't spot them immediately. but they get you eventually. So we're very wary of those. So who would want to be the first one to cross the minefield? Or would you rather follow someone who's already crossed safely? So would you rather get into a platform that's been working well collectively for all of us for 3 months? Or would you like to be the first one in to see if it's a scam or not? It just makes sense to follow what's already working. So we're safer together, and with safety comes time. And a lot of people don't realize this. This is the thing that we need, because if we're going to start with $100, because we don't want to expose ourselves too much, one, it doesn't take very long to make that $100 back. So then we're playing with free money. But if we're going to build from $100 on, say, 1% a day interest, and we want to have an income of $30,000 a month, okay, that's going to take 2 years. So that's what we get, is by being together, by only getting involved in platforms at work, then we have time to start small and build big. Okay, so that's the beauty. That's what Wealth Warriors brings to the party. So what are the benefits of being involved in Wealth Warriors? The first one is never reset your growing finances to zero. Okay, this is a big one. I'll show you an example in a minute. That just because a platform fails for whatever reason, doesn't have to be a scam. It could just be, like I say, poor management, or the government shuts them down. Okay, or they change the offering and it doesn't work anymore. So just because a platform fails doesn't mean you have to lose all of your money and get reset back to zero. Okay, so we like that. We look for that in every possible opportunity. The second benefit, you can introduce your friends and family to a system knowing they'll make money from the system, and then you'll never have to feel guilt at letting people down and losing their money. This is one of the worst casualties of the way we have been building these types of businesses over the recent past, is we lose our friends and we lose our family. They don't trust us anymore. We feel awful. And sometimes people internalize that. You get told so many times by your friends that that's a load of rubbish and you're trying to scam people. You don't dare open your mouth to them again. You can have the best opportunity in the world and you're too scared to talk to people about it because of what's happened to you in the past. We learn from the things in the past. Certainly negative things affect us a lot more than positive things. So there's 2 great benefits there. The third great benefit, start every new platform with an existing community so that you never start a new platform from zero. And again, I'll go through an example with that in a minute. We only get involved with good, solid platforms. So these are benefits. Like I told you the story just now of how I spent my time, my money, my effort, making sure platforms work. You don't have to do that. The fifth benefit, learn strategies and techniques designed to multiply your income above and beyond what's provided by the platform. Very often we can work out different strategies that mean we do even better with that platform than the platform thought we could. It's, you know, we introduce new ways of doing things. And have access to a training system. This Zoom call right now is part of a training system. This is going to be turned into a video and it'll be available on YouTube, and you can send this to people via your landing page or whatever else you do to attract people to your business. And I would suggest attract people to Wealth Warriors. Don't attract people to the individual platforms, simply because the individual platforms can't be relied upon. Again, it's difficult if you talk to somebody about one of the platforms and then you say, oh, by the way, we've got some other platforms to show you. It sounds a little bit hokey. But if you introduce them to Wealth Warriors as a concept, then they can see we have a number of platforms for them to get involved with. So an illustration of how it works. Imagine we have 4 platforms. You've got 10 people. And the way we built this is you sign up in all 4 platforms. So yeah, we have 4 platforms. So we have 10 people in all 4 platforms. They're all signed up in exactly the same lines of sponsorship throughout the whole all the platforms we introduce. And that you might think that's a very small thing. It's not. That's an absolutely crucial part of the operation. So what it means is when we do introduce a new platform, nobody's rushing to try and get in first because they want to be upline or whatever. Okay, that destroys relationships, that destroys communities. Whereas, you know, when we introduce a new platform, you're going to get into the platform in exactly the same place as you are in the other platforms, and so will all of the people below you. So let's suppose item 3 there, you're making $1,000 per month in each of the 4 platforms. I know that's very simplistic. but let's assume that. Therefore, your total income is $4,000 a month. Let's have a look at what that looks like. So platform one, you've got Alan, Bell, and Chris. And Alan's got all the A's, Bell's got all the B's, and Chris has got all the C's. And the net total is your income is $1,000 per month. Okay, so now let's imagine we're going to have a second platform. Okay, so we have an exactly identical second platform in a different line of business. Okay, the first one might be house building robots, and the second one might be investing in cryptocurrency, but the lines of sponsorship are the same. And your income now is $2,000 per month. Okay, so then we introduce platform three, and it's exactly, everybody signs up in exactly the same position, and the same with platform four. So this is how we run. We've got 4 platforms, and you're making $1,000 per month from each of the 4 platforms, and everybody's happy. Everybody knows exactly what they're doing, and so we run like this with 4 platforms for a little while. But then down the road a little bit, something happens to platform 4. Okay, it gets shut down by the government, for example, and it's gone. What happens to your income? Well, it drops all the way to $3,000 per month. Hardly a major disaster. Okay, it might be a little bit inconvenient. You would rather that hadn't have happened, but now your income has dropped to $3,000 per month. But what's happened to your relationship with all of the people that you've introduced? Nothing. They still love you. They're still making money exactly the same as they were, a little bit less. But nobody's thinking, oh, I've lost everything. It's all gone horribly wrong. Nobody's going to speak to me at church anymore. Okay, none of that. You've still got all those relationships still intact because you have 3 platforms where you are looking after the people. Therefore, you've got time to, or you've got energy, you've got motivation to invest time with these people. It's not like, well, I'll put some time with them now. But if something happens to a platform, they've gone. I've spent so many years building teams of people that when the platform goes, I never see those people again. Okay, so all that time and money and effort that I invested in those people is wasted. I'm getting no benefit from it today. I've got benefit from it at the time, but no benefit from it today. So wouldn't it be great if all of the people you've ever sponsored into any platform over the last 10 years, for example, you could have a benefit today from having those relationships working with you in existing businesses today. And that's what we're trying to build with Wealth Warriors. So now let's suppose a little bit further down the road, we think, well, we've checked out another platform. It's another platform. We'll call it platform 4. Okay, and so we introduce platform 4. And what you do is immediately you get involved in platform 4, you sign up yourself, you introduce exactly the same people below you that you had before. They introduce the same people below them. And within a few days of us introducing platform 4, you're now earning another income, another $1,000 a month from platform 4. So your income goes back up to $4,000 per month. Isn't that great? So you've not lost all of your income, you've not destroyed any of the relationships, and when we introduce another platform, you just go back up to the income you had before. Okay, you don't have to start from zero. You don't have to sign up, and then you've got nobody below you, and you think, I've now got to go and recruit some people. No, you have a permanent network of people that you can just slot in to these platforms, and we can introduce 5, 6, 8, 10 platforms. I think the limit will probably be about 6, but we'll see. We'll see. We're not there yet. And that's it. So we've got platform 4 has now been replaced, and we just run on now doing earning $4,000 per month. Okay, so if you want the benefits, you've got to meet your commitments. Okay, it's a two-way street. You don't get the benefits without meeting the commitments. You don't get paid for work without going to do the work. Okay, it's always a two-way street. It's always transactional. So there are benefits. They're concrete benefits. You can really, really, really have those benefits. But what is it going to cost you? Well, one is your commitment to Wealth Warriors is one, to maintain the lines of sponsorship across all platforms. Some of the first people I introduced to this concept, the first chance they had is to go out and find a new platform, sign up in it themselves, and then bring it to me. And I said, well, you've just blown this out of the water yourself because you've just destroyed your line of sponsorship. Okay, so not a smart move. Okay, maintain lines of sponsorship across all platforms. Sign up in all the platforms that we adopt. Doesn't matter if you like it, doesn't matter if you want to invest in it. Okay, none of that matters. Just sign up on all the platforms that we adopt, and it'll all work out well for you. Okay. 3, get your personally introduced people to do the same. Exactly the same. Support your own people by learning about all of the platforms that we adopt. You don't need to be an expert, but just go on one of their Zoom calls a week or one every 2 weeks, something like that. Okay, so that you are reasonably knowledgeable about how to use that platform. You know, how do you deposit? How do you withdraw? How do you compound? What other features and aspects are there that you should know about? And support and encourage all other wealth warriors. So criteria for adopting a platform: it must be available in the whole world. That's rule number 1, because, well, you'll see why in a minute. Number 2, it must have a unilevel compensation plan. These binary plans and force matrices and things like that, they will destroy lines of sponsorship. So therefore we can't use them. But also I don't like them anyway, because I see them as just a way of preventing the company from paying you what you're actually worth. Okay, if you've created this much business, you should be paid this much commission. Not, oh well, you know, is capped to 50% of the biggest leg and 30% of the weakest leg and all that sort of. What that means is they're not paying you all the commission they could pay you if they didn't have those stupid rules in place. So I don't like it for that reason, but for this purpose, it will destroy lines of sponsorship. Number 3, people must be able to join for free or get involved in a passive income program for a very low entry cost. So we're looking at the you know, you've got to be able to build a passive side to all of these platforms. The team building is an important aspect, but it's not the most important thing. People must be able to get into the passive income side. So if you have 1, 2, and 3 in place, it means we can maintain lines of sponsorship across all the platforms we adopt. Without it, then we can't adopt that platform. It must be based on real world applications. Okay, whether it's so not money games or shell games, anything like that. Is real things, real trading, real robot building, real rice farming, whatever it is. It's got to be real world application, real Bitcoin mining, that sort of thing. Okay, so number 5, sorry, criteria for adopting the platform. Number 5, we must be able to verify the company's legal status and its involvement in the real world activities. So many people these days are telling me that they're involved in cryptocurrency trading, and I see no evidence for that at all. So we can't get involved in that platform. So we'll talk about that in just a second. We must be able to meet the CEO or some business representatives. Okay, get all the information we want. The compensation plan must be viable and sustainable. Sometimes I run a calculator over the compensation plan, and I say this just won't work. You're not leaving the company enough profit to be able to run the company. So therefore, something's got to give. The membership of Wealth Warriors must all be able to get behind the project, so we don't get involved in gambling, money laundering, arms stealing. Or, you know, there's a lot of areas that the people have applied multi-level marketing to. We don't get involved in, because some of our members won't want to do that on different grounds, different religious reasons, whatever. So far we've adopted 3 platforms. Property Robots is crowdfunding the manufacture of pre-sold house printing robots. Tower Stake is basically cryptocurrency staking, 16 coins spread across 4 plans, 5 plans actually. There's a temporary plan in place at the moment. And Trade Like Crazy is real cryptocurrency trading with verifiable results published daily. So very quickly we'll run through. I'm very aware of the time. I wanted this to be a bit quicker than this. Investing plans between $100 and $1,000 for Property Robots. All plans will double in 168 days. Once the plan's doubled, then you get all your money back, and you have to buy another plan. Okay, so you double your money in 168 days or 252 days, depends whether you select fixed term or flexible term. This means you can more than 4x your money every year. So if you start with, say, $1,000, by the end of 6 months or by the end of 168 days, you've got $2,000. By the end of 336 6 days, you've got $4,000, and then you go into the second year, and by the end of the second year, you could have $16,000 from $1,000 when you started. Is that right? 2, 4, 8, 16, $16,000. Okay, and there's no reason why you want to stop there. This project will actually be around for many, many, many years. It's a real world project to solve the world's housing crisis. I think it's going to take at least 25 years to do that, maybe even more. So profits return to your back office daily and can be withdrawn at any time. You compound by buying more plans. You introduce others for commissions and to achieve one-off rank bonuses between $250 and $4 million. It's a nice earner. Tower staking is a completely centralized operation staking crypto via smart contracts. 5 plans to choose from. Investment levels in each plan are identical, but longer plans give a greater percentage return between 20% per month and 60% per month. I'm not going into any detail on these platforms. You notice that all deposited funds are withdrawable at the end of the plan. And if you want to take this seriously, then when you joined and you made a deposit, write to them, ask them to send you the ambassador's contract, and it opens up more levels of commissions, infinity bonuses, and you can earn a monthly salary up to $15,000 per month. Okay, that's just a salary that's above and beyond what you earn from your staking business. Trade Like Crazy is a company that trades in cryptocurrency and Forex. They've got a team of 20 traders, and they publish all of their results in the back office every single day, and it's verifiable through Bybit. Average monthly earnings have been between 15 and 30% every month. It's typically around 0.7% per day. You can buy a package for $20 up to $100,000. So it's 20, 50, 100, 250, 500, and so on. You withdraw your profit every day, or you reinvest some or all of your profit. You can buy more packages with profits, and that's how you compound your passive income. You end up buying more and more and more packages, which gives you more and more income every day. There's a compensation plan. You get paid down to 15 levels, and there are also matching bonuses for 5 levels. So I don't understand this, how I get commissions from 15 levels and matching bonuses also from the first 5 levels. And then you qualify for shiny objects like an iPhone, MacBook, really expensive watches, cars, or their cash equivalent. So instead of the Lamborghini, you could get $350,000 in cash. Our communication, we run a Telegram group. Make sure your upline adds you to that group so you can keep up to date with changes. We hold this Zoom every Sunday at 5 o'clock UTC. Attend yourself, bring new people, and make sure your people attend. I say UTC because there's going to be 5 p.m. UTC, even with all the different time zone changes and so on. UTC always remains the same. So bring your people along to this meeting. It's a shortcut to fast growth. Rather than you explain it to people, bring a load of people along, and I'll explain it to them. Attend the Zoom calls of the platforms. Their schedules are published in the Telegram group, and take your people with you to learn about those platforms. What to do now? Get the referral links for all platforms from the person who invited you to this presentation. Register at all the opportunities and make a note of your referral links. Pass these links on to your existing frontline members or to people that invite you to see this presentation. Make a minimum payment into all opportunities, and if you can't do this, select the project that interests you the most and make minimum payments to get that platform started. Ask your introducer to be added to the Wealth Warriors Telegram group. Attend a Zoom call or watch a video for each platform you've added funds to your account. As new platforms are added, make sure to get the referral link of your upline and join as quickly as possible. Pass your referral link to your existing team and get on a presentation for that new platform as soon as possible. So that's what to do now. If you want to get a Wealth Warriors landing page, sign up for a free account with System.io. Then import MyFunnel, an email campaign from that address. This will be on a video, so you can go watch this and write it down. I'll even put it in the Telegram group. Okay, and then change your referral links, change my referral links in the emails to your referral links. If you want to get a Tara staking landing page, attend one of Queen's Zoom calls and follow her instructions. She'll ask you to send her an email with a couple of paragraphs that you must ask her to add to your landing page, and then she'll reply with a link to your landing page. There will soon be a Property Robots landing page available in the same way, and a Trade Like Crazy landing page. So all the marketing's been done for you. You just need to send the landing pages out to the different people you want to introduce to the business. So we're building a solid foundation on which we can base our financial futures. We only want to work with companies that are in it for the long term and that are above board. We want to build a large asset, so from the passive side of things, we want to build a large asset. And part of the large asset, the job there is for it to produce a large income for us. And we have strategies that will teach you how to do that. Only platforms that meet our rigorous criteria are even considered. I look at probably about 30 businesses a week. People keep sending them to me, and I do them the courtesy of checking each one out. I have got a backlog, so if you sent me a platform to look at and I haven't done it yet, feel free to send it again. But I do check every single one out, and only those that meet our criteria even get considered. We also don't want to have 15 different platforms all to do with cryptocurrency. We only need one. We want to apply our rules to this industry to achieve our outcomes, not be at the mercy of any one company. We're taking charge. We're doing this so that we're in control, not the platforms. If one platform goes, bin it, or gets awkward, bin it, we'll get another one. Okay, we're in charge now, not the different platforms. We don't care about the platforms. We'll use them to make money as long as they, as long as they fit what we're doing. As soon as they don't fit what we're doing, they're gone. We find somebody else who wants to play. Okay, so this is how we're changing the rules. We're turning it around. The platforms aren't in charge anymore. They can't scam us anymore. They can't take our money and run anymore. Or if they do, then they won't take all of our money, and it won't hurt us because we're playing the game by our own rules now. Finally, it's important to remain safe on the internet and in the world of online opportunities at all times. So do not share your password or other credentials with anyone. Where it's available, set up 2FA on your accounts. If you don't know what this is, Google 2FA. Mr. Google knows everything about how to set up 2FA. Back up your passwords and your 2FA codes in a secure location. If you've got a safe, put it in your safe. If not, then make sure the executors of your will or your beneficiaries have access to this information in the event of your death. Wouldn't it be sad to spend a few years building up a massive treasure trove of Bitcoin, only for when you pass, then nobody knows you've got that Bitcoin. Nobody knows where the passwords or the 2FA codes or anything are, how to access it. Okay, so make sure you've done the intelligent thing there and people know where it is. So there we have it. Welcome to Wealth Warriors. We are financial freedom fighters. And I feel that very strongly. I feel that we have to take charge of our situation because nobody else is going to do it for us. And hopefully you enjoyed that presentation. I'm going to stop the sharing and come back to the main room. And I'm also going to switch the recording off.
I want to see you win. I want to see you absolutely smash every single dream you have. I want to see you overcome all of the barriers you face, and I want to see you succeed. I'm your biggest fan, your top supporter, and I'll be with you every single step of the way. You're destined for greatness, with or without me, and I want to see you achieve. Your potential is limitless, and your determination is inspiring. Keep striving for your goals, and I'll continue to cheer you on.